Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Scarlett with Scarlett's Little Crafty Corner, and I am going to do a whip and chat today. I am working on this little 30 by 30 that I got from Amazon, and it was the one that I did an unbagging for a while back that I had gotten for, well, because of my father-in-law passing away. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one, and as you can see, I don't have but two little sections left. I started this a couple days ago, so when I got done with the mystery canvas kit, I started this one. So but I don't know what colors I'm working on because I don't really go by the colors. I go by the symbols because my trays, or not my trays, but my little Harbor Freight doohickeys, I've got the little symbols labeled on them, and as of right now, that's how I work my kits. Not that that may not change in the future, but right now I have these little snack sizes, and very rarely do I have to change out any of the numbers or the letters or the symbols. They're pretty much all the same. So anyway, and my little tray here that I got, or I shouldn't say little, these are one of the 8-packs that I got through Amazon also. I like it and I don't like it. Using this with the square drills, perfect. Not an issue. But the rounds, I have found, again, and I'm not a hard shaker, y'all. I think what it is, I think it's the grooves in here that some of these things, because I have noticed that they get stuck. Some of the drills get stuck in between the grooves. So what I think, and this is just my opinion, so, you know, I think what it is some of these round drills are just so much wider, I guess you could say, than the grooves. And they're just hitting these little grooves and then just popping themselves out when you're shaking them. I don't know. Maybe it's just an excuse of why they're popping out. I don't know. But anyway, so I am going to see if I can work on this, and I have found that it's very hard for me to, on these whip and chats, to talk and work at the same time, so I'm going to have to work on that. So, and also, I will apologize now for any background noise. The neighbors, I'm in my room, and the neighbors are like spitting distance between these houses. So I got one over here mowing, I got one over here sawing something. I don't know what they're doing, but a lot of noise. So just apologize in advance. And sometimes they just get so loud that you can actually hear them talking through the window. So I may end up having to pause periodically if they start getting loud. So just FYI. Okay, so I think in my last whip and chat I had discussed something about maybe talking about, I guess you could say, when I was a store manager, the good, the bad, the uglies of all that. And if anybody is here right now and they're new, little background. I've always worked retail. I've always worked retail of some sort. And I like it. But for the last 14 years, well, up until this past year, I was the store manager of a Dollar Tree in Tennessee. Now, I don't know if I can possibly get in trouble for talking about it or whatever. I don't know. Some of the stuff, it's just so stupid. Some of the rules and crap that you have to go by. Not with YouTube. I'm talking about retail. You know, it's just, I don't know. Anyway, I'll get into any of that, um, but I was a store manager for Dollar Tree. So anyway, love my job. I mean, I really did. Um, Up to a point. Um, Very good company to work for the most part. Um, and of course, it's Dollar Tree, so there's all kinds of goodies at that store. Um, let's see. Um, I started as a temporary Christmas help. And anybody who is in retail, they know that, come this time of the year, right before Halloween, the retail stores start ramping up their hiring because of the holidays coming. So in November of 2006, I put my application in at the Dollar Tree. We had just moved to Tennessee, like in, I think, 2004-ish, maybe the end of 2004, beginning of 2005. I don't remember, but anyway. I put my application in, and I got a call back in November of 2006 because they were needing temporary Christmas help. And I applied, and of course I got the position of just the throwing freight. And if you don't know what throwing freight is, it's just a terminology that we used as freight, of course, is the stock, the stuff. And we just use the term throwing freight because we would open the boxes and throwing this stuff out on the shelves, throwing it out on the floor. So we threw freight. That's what I was hired into, was to do freight and run a register. Well, long story short, I was there maybe, I don't know, 3 months. And, well, after Christmas, I got hired on permanently because temporary Christmas help, I mean, once Christmas is over, they let you go for the most part, unless, their regular people quit, and then you get a spot. So, anyway, I got hired on for part-time because in Dollar Tree there are no full-time positions other than being a full-time assistant manager. Everybody else is part-time. So, I got the part-time position, and then it wasn't maybe 3-4 months later, then the part-time assistant manager quit. I got his position, and it was probably maybe 4 or 5 months after that, the full-time assistant manager quit, and I got bumped up to her position. I was always at work, never called out, all that stuff. And I'm a hard worker, so, I got those positions fairly quickly. And it's not hard to move up in Dollar Tree because their turnover rate's horrible. So if you've got a pretty decent work ethic, they will hire you and, just keep bumping you up in the ranks if they can. And I'm not trying to be ugly, but that's just the life and times of retail. But anyway, so I'm there less than a year, and I've already been bumped up from part-time assistant to a full-time assistant. Let's see, probably within 2-3 years. Yeah, in about 3 years of the day that I hired in, I got my own store, which was the store I originally hired into. I never left that store. But the manager that actually hired me, she moved to another store, and then they sent somebody else in from a different store to take over my store, and then finally she got moved, and then they gave me that store, if that makes sense. Sorry, had to pause. My husband was knocking on the door. Anyway, I don't really remember what I said. I don't know. Anyway, within 3 years of starting work there, the store was mine. So, and I flipped that sucker around too. And I am very proud of that. Not that it was a horrible store, but if any of you've been into a Dollar Tree, you know, a lot of the Dollar Trees have freezer sections. Well, mine didn't. Mine was a smaller store that they made it into a bigger store, but I didn't get the freezers because the way that the building was laid out, they could not get the freezer section in there without having to, like, knock out walls and, everything of the main building. And, of course, they couldn't do that. So, I was running a ding-dang good store. My store, now, this is Middle Tennessee. So, we're talking Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Lebanon, Nashville, oh gosh, there was 17 stores in my district, and I was running anywhere between 3rd and 4th place within those 17 stores. I was either 3rd or 4th, and that was with no freezer, to where the other stores did have freezers, and my store wasn't as big as the other stores, and I was ranking 3rd and 4th. So I was running it was a 1.5, almost a $1.6 million store the day I left. So I was very, very, very proud of my store and my people. And I had the reputation of not being, well, yeah, I was picky when it came to hiring people. Not to the point to where I could have gotten in trouble for discrimination or anything. It wasn't nothing like that. It's just, okay, if you are going to go in for a job interview and you're going to wear your darn pajamas, stay home, because I'm not going to hire you. If you come in and you look, I'm not saying be all dressed up, by no means, but at least put some clothes on. Lord, oh my God. Some of the stuff I have seen, it's just unreal. But anyway, I was proud of my store. I was proud of my people. I was one of those managers that if we had a men's restroom and a women's restroom, and if you was in the men's restroom cleaning, I was in the women's restroom cleaning. If, it was piss pouring down raining outside, and it was time to unload a truck, well, my butt was standing out there with the poncho on, and we literally had to unload these semis, okay? Wasn't none of this Dollar General crap where they pull a pallet off the truck into your building and it's shrink wrapped. No. We had to unload these semis box by box by box. We had rollers, 3 sets of rollers that, because we didn't have a loading dock. Some stores do, we didn't, but we had 3 sets of rollers that we had to connect together, roll that thing outside, hook it onto the back of the semi. Then the truck driver, depending on if he was a good truck driver or not, because not all of them were, and we never had the same truck driver, it seemed like. Every once in a while we did, but not often. But they would help us hook the rollers onto the back of the semi, you know, because we have to jack it up and, you know, all this stuff. And it was just me and maybe 3 or 4 women. And the semi, or the truck driver, would get on the back of the semi and he would roll box by box by box down the rollers, and we'd have to, well, I was the pusher. I would push all the boxes into the back of the building, and then my girls would unload and go put, you know, like if it was a housewares box, they'd go put it in the houseware section. If it was a food, they'd go put it in the food section. In the storeroom, or in the store, the back room. Well, let me tell you, on an average week, no holidays, no nothing, just your average week, my trucks was anywhere between 1,400 to 1,800 cases. That's boxes. That's how many boxes we got off the truck. Sometimes it'd take us an hour to unload the truck. Sometimes it'd take us 2, 3. During Christmas, my smallest trucks was like 2,700 to 3,000 cases. So, you know, it was not hard. I mean, it was not an easy job. I mean, everybody's like, ooh, retail, you're out of the element. You're, you know, indoors. All you got to do is open boxes and stick them on a shelf. Bull hockey. I was in the elements. Let's see. We unloaded trucks in the rain, in the storming, sleeting, 104-degree weather. It doesn't matter. When the truck came every Friday, or whatever day, you know, they had us scheduled. We got a truck every week. Every single week. And, oh my God, it was hard. And then if you've got people that call out and supposed to be helping you unload that truck, you're screwed. There's many times, many times I unloaded them semis by myself. By myself. No help from nobody. Oh my God. Why is it that when you go to video, everybody feels like they need to tell you something? Anyway, okay. So, what was I saying? Yeah, anyway, it's hard. It really is. It's hard work. Retail is hard work. And I am not by no means knocking anybody's job, because everybody's job, no matter what it is, has got, you know, something about it. There's an issue. I mean, me, myself, I would not work at a food place for nothing. Nope. Not me. Heck no. I'll stick with retail. And it ain't even, I mean, I love retail, but like I said, it is a very hard very hard job, believe me. I have now, well, let's see. I ended up quitting last year, and we moved back. Me and my family moved back to Kentucky because this is where I'm from, is Kentucky. And my son and my grandkids all live in Kentucky. My whole family lives in Kentucky. His family is in Tennessee. So, you know, it's like maybe, well, if you drive the speed limit, it's about 2.5, 3 hours from where we live here in Kentucky to where we lived in Tennessee. So it's not that far away. But with me being a store manager, I could not just leave. I couldn't, if somebody called out, I had to go in. If there was a catastrophe, I had to go in. If the sprinklers went, the alarm went off, I had to go in. It doesn't matter. When you're the store manager and something happens, guess what? You got to go in. So it's not like I could just, drop everything and, us just go on a little weekend vacay. And shoot, I didn't even get weekends off. So anyway, what I was saying was, it is a very hard job. It really is. I quit last year because I just couldn't do it anymore. And since I quit, I was like, well, you know what? I want to go back home. So, and my husband, he used to live in Kentucky, so he wanted to come back home. So we did. We just packed our crap and we just came across the state line. So, but since then, I've had a right hip replacement because of my job. I am now, as of last week, I was told that, because I've had back and neck issues for years, but I had to go get some x-rays done on my back and neck. Well, the results came back, and I have DDD, which is disc degeneration or whatever disease, and then I have bone spurs up and down my spine and something with my neck. I don't remember what she said, but anyway, I've got an appointment this coming week with a neurosurgeon, and he's going to discuss with me what we can do about my neck and my back. So, don't know what's going to go on there. I do know I do not want any more surgery, so they gonna have to figure something else out. But anyway, retail's a very hard job, and of course, I don't know. I know with my job, the bending, the lifting, that you're supposed to be able to lift at least 50 pounds. Okay, well, let me tell you, some of them boxes that we have to unload are a heck of a lot more than 50 pounds. We're talking 6 gallons of water, or actually they're 2-gallon jugs of water in one case, 6 3-liters in one case, 4 gallons of bleach in one case. Them boxes are heavy, y'all. Heavy. And, I mean, I'm not saying that's what happened, but yeah, probably so. But I don't know. I'm not as young as I used to be, that's for sure, and I just can't do it, and that's one reason I quit, was I just could not do it anymore. I just physically could not do it anymore. So, it's a hard job. Physically, mentally, oh my God. Not only do you have to deal with, you know, making schedules and the hiring and, truck deliveries, food delivery, DSDs, I mean, all this stuff. It's just every day. It's something, 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 something. But the people, oh my God. It's a mental struggle just dealing with customers. Dealing with your associates. Dealing with management, upper management. I'm telling y'all, retail ain't for everybody. You have got to be a special kind of person to be in retail. You really do. I tell everybody all the time I was a special kind of stupid, but like I said, I did love it. I'd do it tomorrow if I could, but I physically just can't do it. But oh my God, some of the things I have seen, oh my Lord. But yeah, I have seen some crazy crap. Not to mention that my store was right down the road from like a little water park. So I've seen more than what I want to see. Just put it that way. People will come in the summertime with bikinis on that had no business even wearing bikinis. It just stuff you just can't unsee. So yeah, make you have nightmares at night. Men and women. I have seen people, different ways people try to steal stuff, and yes, it is just absolutely insane how people, everything is $1, and they're gonna steal it. They will take it out of the packages, and you'll walk through at night trying to clean the stores up, and there'll be empty packages down every single aisle. There for a while, we had somebody, I never did catch them. I think I know who was doing it, but you actually have to catch people doing stuff, okay? You can't just, hey, I think you're taking stuff. You got to physically see them take it. But we had somebody, it was like every week they would come in and steal Pop-Tarts. They'd get 2 or 3 boxes of Pop-Tarts off the shelf, and I guess they'd walk through the store, and you would find the empty Pop-Tart boxes. And I'm like, if you're hungry, I'll buy the stuff for you. But don't steal it. That's just silly. But anyway, yeah. I I have seen women literally would come in and steal one tampon out of a box. I mean, really? Come on. So, yeah, I've seen some stuff. I have been called every name in the book. I have been screamed at. I have had 3 liters thrown at me. I had this guy that, oh my God, he was a jerk. And he come in every week. And I don't know what his deal was, but he was always stealing the Tylenol and stuff. And I said something to him one day, and I told him, I said, look, I said, stop stealing the Tylenol. And he was just like, because he knew that I knew that he was doing it. I just could never catch him doing it. And I just one day came out, and I was just like, you need to stop taking the Tylenol, quit stealing it, Anyway, he got mad at me. And he had a 3-liter of Coke in his hand and chucked that sucker at me, missed my head by just inches. And it fell and landed on my foot. And I chased that sucker out of the store. I told him if he ever came back, because looky, I had the Smyrna Police Department was like right across the parking lot from my store. So I told him, I said, you ever come back in here, I'll personally walk across the parking lot and get one of them. And, you know, of course I wouldn't have, but anyway, he didn't know that. And of course, they always come back. They'll wait, you know, a week or two, a month, but they always come back. Anybody who gets caught doing anything and you tell them not to come back in the store, they always come back. And looky, usually it's the ones that tell you, oh, I'll never come back to your store again. They do. They always do. Because if I had somebody tell me, well, you know, get mad at me for something, you know, because you always got at least one a week that wants to get mad and start crap. And they'll always be like, oh, I'll never come back to your store again, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like thinking to myself, well, I'll see you next week, sister. Because they do. They always come back. But it's always something, though. It's always something different every day. I think that's one reason I really kind of liked it, because it was never the same old, same old. I mean, you might be doing, you know, freight every day, or, you know, running a register every day, but your days are never the same. They're not. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad, I guess. But yeah, retail is not for the faint of heart, y'all. It ain't. And I know there may be some of y'all out there going, oh my God, you know, retail's not that bad. Oh, whatever. I know a lot of people who wouldn't be able to do it. I know a lot of people who would not be able to hang in a store for a week with me. Wouldn't be able to do it. So, no, it ain't for everybody. Just like I said, I would never work in a restaurant. That ain't for me. I can't do it. My sister, she's in healthcare. I couldn't do that neither. Nope. Wouldn't be able to do it. Ain't got the stomach. No. Heck no. So, everybody's job's different, but retail's crazy. Okay. I think I'm done with that one. And now, especially with the holidays fixing to start rolling around, y'all, please be nice to them people. Anybody who works in retail right now, wow, I don't know how they're even dealing with the public, but even on, like I said, in normal times, retail's hard. I mean, you have got to deal with all kinds of personalities, on top of, you know, how many times I went into work having a bad day or getting bad news or something, and you got to put that smile on your face, and you got to walk in them doors like today is the greatest day of your life. And you've got to keep that attitude. You can't go in and, you know, let it show. You know what I'm saying? Because not only is it going to come out through your work and it's going to suffer, but your employees are going to see it. And if you're in a blah mood, you're going to put them in a blah mood, and then the whole entire crew is going to be working like blah. They don't care. And, you know, and then the customers are going to see you, and they're going to be like, well, dang, what's her problem? And, you know, you literally have to leave everything at the door and walk in like it's the greatest day of your life. So, like I said, it really, really takes a certain kind of person to be able to work retail. And you don't know what kind of day these people are having. So, you know, just be nice. Be nice to the store managers. Be nice to the assistant managers, to the cashiers. Because I'm telling you, every one of them has a certain job that they have to do. And even though the store manager might be running that store, they got somebody above them telling them what to do, how to do it, and whatever. So, if you go in somewhere and it's the 1st of October, if they have Christmas ornaments on the wall, it's because they were told to put the Christmas out. Do you really think that they want to deal with that crap in October? No, they do not. There is a set time with every retail that they have to put out this on this date, this on this date, this on this date. They have to. It's not because they want to, it's because they have to. Do you know how many times that I guarantee you right now, I've not been in a Dollar Tree, but I guarantee you some Dollar Tree somewhere has got Christmas stuff out right now. Why? Because they have to, because they were told to, not because they want to, believe me. The Halloween stuff was put out 2 months ago. And then everybody's going to whine and cry because they're going to run out of everything before the holiday actually gets there because everybody waits. Well, that's why they put it all out early is, they have to stay ahead of the game. But it's because they were told to put it out. So please don't go into Dollar Tree or Walmart griping because they have Christmas trees out. It's not the employee's fault. It's upper management. It's them. They're the ones telling them to put it out. So don't go in there griping to a cashier that, oh my God, it's not even Halloween yet and y'all have Christmas out. Oh my God. It ain't their fault. I missed two of those. I'm always missing something. I have to go back. But yeah, retail. Just like I said, it's not for everybody, but please don't be mean to retail people because they're doing the best that they can, especially this time of year. And let me tell you something. It gets so crazy. I've worked Walmart. I did Walmart for almost 4 years before I went to Dollar Tree. So I know how both of them flow. So this time of year, just be patient with people. And, try not to be so ugly to retail people. Because like I said, they're doing the best that they can. And I'm not saying all of them are great because there's not. There's some retail managers and cashiers and stuff out there that just, you know what, they just need to stay home. Because if you hate your job that bad, just stay home. Don't, what is the word I'm looking for? Project it out to your customers. Just, if you don't like it, don't do it. Go flip burgers or something. But I'm not saying all retail people, are good. I'm not saying they're all bad. But just be nice to them. Because odds are, if you're nice to them, you probably just made their day. Because there has been many a times that I was having such a bad day. Things were going bad. People were calling out. And it just takes that one customer to either make you feel good or just absolutely make you want to quit your job and just run away. So just think before you say anything to anybody. And I think that really goes with, anything. Just be nice to people. So, but yeah, like I said, I did love my retail. I miss it. I do miss it. I miss my customers. I had, some customers that had been coming in since the day that, I started working there, and I miss them so bad. And I miss my employees. I handpicked every single one of them. Some of them I don't miss, but I do miss a few of them. Um, I just couldn't do it anymore, and like I said, I had to quit, and I figured, now that I don't have to be tied down to this, then, I want to move back home because I wanted to be closer to my son and my grandkids and my family. Um, so that's what we did. And I think I am going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I know it's not a very long whip and chat, and I know it wasn't a very great whip and chat, but my husband has interrupted me twice now, and I'm gonna have to get off here and start figuring out what to fix for supper anyway. So I guess until my next video, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you're new, please subscribe, hit the bell so you know I have, or when I have another video. And until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.